Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken. Today we're here to review Clown in a Cornfield.
Clown in a
I got this nice
cornfield.
Blu-ray right here. Look at that. You like it?
Yeah.
You look mesmerized by it.
I am so mesmerized. No, it really is a nice little, physical media
Yeah, it's got some
release.
embossing on it and everything. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but then I feel like it's a spoiler, so I stopped. That's what I was thinking about, so I stopped myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is movie number 1 of our 13 Days of Horror watch list,
Yep.
and this is our 5th year doing this, so
It is pretty
impressive.
incredible. We've been doing this channel for almost 5 years and doing this every year since 2021. Our 13 Days of Horror. Some years we're more successful than others. I feel like we were last year. I feel like we watched them all, reviewed most of them.
I think we did.
Did a ranking. Hopefully we can do the same for you guys this year. But we're starting off strong with Clown in a Cornfield this year. This is a newer film. This actually came out in the theaters earlier this year. This is not straight to video as the title may suggest. But it is based off of a book series. I do want to call that out. A gentleman by the name of Adam Caesar has written 3 of these books. And this,
very cool.
I imagine, I think this one right here is an adaptation of the first book. So that opens up.
That would make sense.
For multiple, well, sometimes, there'll be multiple books and they'll like try to squeeze them all together in one movie. I feel like they've done that before.
Yeah.
But there's franchise potential here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But also the author is also a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like he has a history of being a physical media YouTuber. He does a lot of reviews and things like that.
Does he still put out content?
I think he does.
Okay.
I think he still like does haul videos and things like that. So he does a lot of the same type of content that I do. And I remember watching him back before I even had a channel and back when his first, I think the first book came out in like 2017 or something like that. And it definitely, kind of grew in popularity and I kind of watched it evolve on social media over time. So kind of cool to see it, be adapted into an actual feature film that was in the theaters. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But this movie, do you want to get into our thoughts on it? We can tell people to like and subscribe and all that stuff. Do that if you haven't already, but let's just get right into it. I'm ready.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I wasn't expecting a lot with this movie. It did, even though it did get like a theatrical release, it does, it did to me seem like a straight to streaming type of movie.
It really is the kind of movie, sorry, that you're going to go to Walmart's and just see it on the shelves and be like, what kind of generic schlock is this?
Yeah. Yeah, but I will say, I mean, it's really not that bad. It definitely, it had potential. I'm not gonna say that it like exceeded my expectations or anything. Again, my expectations were low, and I think that we've, people say this time and time again, when you go in with low expectations, sometimes that helps you out and you end up enjoying something more than you would have. But yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. I will say as far as, the kills, the gore, it's one of those that like breaks away, the breakaway kills.
It does. Yeah.
It doesn't quite show everything, when there is a kill taking place. And so I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like some scenes show more than others, but if we're going to compare it to another pretty hot, clown franchise like Terrifier that's going on right now, that just like shows everything. Some would say too much.
Well, yeah.
This is kind of like Terrifier light, I feel like a young adult version of Terrifier.
Yeah.
Like for 13 or 14-year-olds, but there's still a good amount of gore. Like, maybe you don't want your 13 or 14-year-old watching it, but maybe 15, 16-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like there could have been a couple of kills maybe where they didn't like completely break away.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I do feel like, they didn't like fully go for it. Which, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not like the, Art the Clown, like Terrifier. That's like too much, it's like a different camp. That's for
excess.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. As far as the story goes, it's basically like this small town. There's nothing to do. I feel like, we could relate to that a little bit. We grew up in a small town.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think we were like hanging out in cornfields or anything.
No, no.
But there's like this group, this girl, she moves to town,
Yeah, it's
the
very much
classic
the
new
the
girl.
new girl situation, yeah.
Yeah, and she befriends, this group of kids that are kind of troublemakers. Well, they're like preppy troublemakers. I don't know. It was confusing because to me they look like jocks and stuff, but they were like
I think it
troublemakers
kinda goes
too.
into, like this is the way I feel. I'm not in school right now, but I feel like there are no more cliques. I
Yeah,
feel like all the cliques have just kinda merged into each other.
that
Again,
might
I'm
be
not in
true.
high school, that's just what it feels like. It feels like everybody's just in the same, like, camp
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and they were definitely, like, preppy, jockey, one kid's working out all the time, but also they're kinda grungy as well.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know how you would classify them, but that's just us being out of touch, I think, with the current
I
youth.
mean, we do have a son in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, so very typical story, I feel like.
I mean, it's pretty literal, right? I mean, there is a clown in the cornfield,
There is a
you know?
clown in a cornfield, but also there just to be clear, all the kills do not happen in a cornfield though.
They do not.
Yeah.
Clown gets out of the cornfield for a little bit.
So, it's not, hopefully this isn't a spoiler, but like, it's not that everybody keeps going to the cornfield and he's there waiting,
Yeah.
He does kind of venture out. There is a little twist, not a little twist, there is a twist involved
There is,
with the movie, which I think, I don't know, I feel like it was good. It was, pretty
so the
effective.
the twist is where I'm conflicted on it. First off, giving my thoughts on it, pretty much echo the same thing you said. I thought it was good. I mean, I thought it was okay, I
Yeah.
guess is what I should say. One big positive I'll say about it is that it felt like it had a budget behind it. Like it felt like an actual movie. I felt
Yeah.
like the effects were well done. I felt like they didn't look cheap.
I would
It,
agree.
it felt like an actual film. So that's
I
probably the
did.
biggest compliment that I can give it. I was a little bit conflicted, and again, this is just what the story is, I guess. This is how it's written in the book. I've never read the books, but I was a little bit conflicted on like the twist and the direction they took with it.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to go into like spoiler territory,
Yeah.
but I just thought it got a little bit messy when they did that, and motivations were a little bit muddled, and I just didn't fully understand like exactly like what was happening, because it goes into like almost like a tormented, like haunted town's past and stuff, and
Well, I
the
think
sins of the past catching up to the present and that kind of thing.
honestly, I think what the problem was, like, without spoiling anything, they could have done the twist without giving us all the extra backstory. Like, I would have been fine with the twist and not even having an explanation as to why this was.
And
Do you know
also
what I'm
like
saying?
yeah.
I didn't need this I feel like it was kind of just like really what's the word when you're like ambitious? Like I feel like it was really ambitious as far as like the reason why this was happening. I just feel like they could have been
And
a little
also
bit.
it's not even really a twist, it's more like a reveal, and it happens like halfway through the movie, and as soon as it happens, I'm like, "Oh, I know exactly what's going on."
Mhm.
And so it pretty much just orchestrates the entire rest of the film, and you're just watching it play out, but there's no real like mystery or suspense because you already know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Or because what else would it be?
Mhm.
You know? And I've just seen too many movies like this before. And again, I'm trying to be very vague here,
Yeah.
and it's difficult, but again, it's clown in a cornfield. I shouldn't be like too worried about spoiling it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spoil any movie, to be honest.
But yeah, I mean, I do think that for what it is, I do feel like it's a fun watch. I
It's
think
not
that
bad.
it's not terrible,
It's
and
it
so.
it's not bad, the performances are adequate
Mhm.
enough, I mean, it's very tropey, it's just falling into all the generic kid tropes, and there is a social media angle to it. The kids are on
Yeah.
YouTube, they're making videos, so there's that component to it as well. But overall, it's a well done film. I don't want to crap on it too much because again, it's called Clown in a Cornfield. But you know,
You
it's fine.
know, as far as you talking about how there are more books and everything, and us not really knowing if they like, um, you know, compacted everything into this movie or something, because the way that they ended it, I feel like I'm not really seeing how there could be another one.
It was pretty
Um,
definitive. They did add a little thing at the end that's like, okay, well, it could continue, but maybe it'll just be a new girl that moves into town or something like that. Who knows?
yeah. So I
But
don't know. Overall, though, I think that it was fun and.
it was a bunch of unknowns in this movie. You recognize like the lead girl in the film,
Yeah, she is from Jeannie in
Jeannie in
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, Jean that name's hard to say. On Netflix. Yeah, she's a
And there
character
was
in
a couple
that.
other recognizable faces. Will Sasso's in the film, who I know from Mad TV back in the day, so he's
Mm,
kind of a comic actor. But that was pretty much the only like truly recognizable person that I recognized and actually knew him by name.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. One last thing I just want to say is I do feel like because of Art the Clown, like Terrifier, like that franchise kind of blowing up in the horror community, I do feel like he's kind of
he's
like
top dog.
dominated the clown, genre.
Yeah.
Even, like it is like the number, it's like the
We'll see what
iconic.
happens when Welcome to Derry comes out. Like
Yeah.
maybe Pennywise will come back, but I think as of right now, Terrifier is the top dog when it comes
Yeah.
to
So
clowns.
I was just gonna say that it's like I feel kind of bad for the other clowns out there, because I feel like,
It's tough in this world of scary, spooky clowns.
yeah, they have just made like art so explosive. And so yeah, but at the same time, I don't feel like this clown, I don't know, I felt like it felt different.
I just wanted something different with it. What they did, I was not satisfied with.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I was just
again, I'm
gonna
going to be
say
very
though,
vague.
the clown, I feel like he stands on his own as far as comparing him to art.
Well, the look
And
of him certainly.
that's what I
I
meant.
like the
Yeah, the
look of him.
look.
Yeah, I like
And
the
there
look of
is
the
a
clown.
nice little sound effect that he has. He has like squeaky shoes.
Yeah,
Did you notice that? Like honky,
I
like his
did. Well, I
shoes
mean, they
honk
call
or
that out in the
something.
very beginning, like the opening scene.
Oh, and one more. I'm like remembering things too that I just wanted to mention. I did think it was a fun little touch to have the little Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
I liked that. So
Okay,
yeah,
well,
there you
that's
go.
our review of Clown in a Cornfield. We both thought it was okay. Pretty
I
much.
mean,
I don't know if I could recommend you pick this. Blu-ray was 14 bucks, which is not bad, but I don't know if I could recommend somebody spend $14 on
yeah.
it. Maybe wait till it comes on a streaming service for free, or if you find it for cheap on streaming, maybe $4. It's I think it's worth $4 rental at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to watch during the spooky season on a Friday night or something.
Yeah,
So, but
for
that's
sure.
our review. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the like button. Also, leave us your thoughts down below if you've seen Clown in the Cornfield. Are you gonna watch it? Let us know.
Yeah, and follow along for our
Yeah,
13 Days of Horror
we
watch
got we got
list.
12 more of these reviews coming. Potentially. So,
Yeah.
thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.